Probably sounds like they're walking off for a swim or something like that.
Sounds like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Sounds like Virginia complaining.
That's quite the echo there on those.
What do you think here, Brad?
I'll go with Dennys.
Gonna go with Dennys on that one. Yeah, we're back.
All right. Now we're cooking.
Are back in it here. Okay. And final one here, Dennys or animal for the win. This is a wolf. Wow, okay.
It's the longest wolf howl I've ever heard.
Wow, he's got a lot of air there. What do you think, Brad?
Let's go with the real one there. Yeah, let's go with the real one.
Gonna go real? That is... Yes, that is a real wolf.
There's no way Denny's lungs could do a howl that long.
You don't think the lungs would hold up?
No.
Dunkin' is the official coffee of the KVJ Show. America runs on Dunkin'. The KVJ Show is now live on 97.9 WRMF.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. Jason talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the KVJ Show. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? Yeah, here we go. Big stuff. Getting at it. Anything exciting going on with your nights last night?
I'm losing my voice.
Oh, my goodness, Virginia, what happened to you? Boy. Wow.
Do you need backup for the dirt of the day?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach, put me in. I'm ready to play.
What happened to you? It sounds more gravelly than normal.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I was hydrating, but it's just, I don't know. It's rough.
Oh, you make me want to clear my throat. Every time you talk, I'm like, ugh.
It feels like I ate razor blades.
Yeah, it's rough sounding.
I don't feel bad. Like, it's just my throat.
Just, okay. All gunked up.
Yeah.
Would you like to write down your thoughts and then just have Denny's
I would
speak for you?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
Should you try to speak as Virginia or in Denny's voice?
No, I think he should try to do my voice.
I don't know if you could. It's too abrasive for such a kind soul.
Well, here we are. I don't know how we sound, but man, we look good. Check it out, KVJ Tv. At least I feel like we look good, right? Or no?
I don't know about that.
Okay. All right.
I looked in the mirror and thought, oh, Bird, you look like you something on your face.
Okay, so we don't look good and we don't sound good.
But you know what? It's about heart, baby.
That's right. Heart of a champion. If you want to see what's going on here today, you can check out the KVJ Show on KVJ TV. Just go to YouTube and find the KVJ Show. You know where to find us. Listening, of course, the podcast, too. You're going to have a chance to listen to the entire show. You can download our podcasts. Easy to find those at kvjshow.com. Or if you got an iPhone, look for that purple podcast app or go to Podcast One. Listen to the regular show and the After the Show podcast we have every single day.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Okay, I'm going to try to get through this and have it not be too painful. Just tell me if I'm hurting you.
Yeah, it's not working for me. I'm just kidding.
I'll stop.
I'm totally kidding.
So coming up in a second, I don't know if you guys saw the fall that everybody's talking about, but Christy Brinkley was supposed to be on Dancing with the Stars, and she's not going to be on Dancing with the Stars. And I watched the fall like 3 times because I was like, what happened there? And I thought it was weird too. And I guess I'm not the only one. So coming up in a minute, Wendy Williams gives her take on the fall of Christy Brinkley at Dancing with the Stars and the controversy now surrounding all of that.
Controversy?
Yes, lots of controversy.
Okay.
Dog the bounty hunter had to be hospitalized. I guess he was having chest pains. obviously you can see why. He's been under a bunch of stress. His wife Beth just died, and his store was then broken into, and then there was a check scam that happened to his company, and it was just all this drama has been going on. So they brought him to the hospital with chest pains, and he was released late that night, but they sent him home and said, look, just chill. You need to just not do anything.
Just lay.
Yeah. Rick Ocasek, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Because they were saying it different on the nightly news last night. They were
How are they
saying
saying it?
Rick Ocasek.
No, there's no way his name's Rick Ocasek. I've never heard that before in my life.
Just telling you how they said it on the ABC nightly news.
I heard it was Reich.
No.
Reich Ocasek. No, I've never. I mean, the guy's been around forever, and I've never heard anything other than Rick Ocasek. I can't imagine that we got it wrong
For so
all the way
long.
through the 80s, and no one. They're like, hey guys, by the way, it's Rick Ocasek.
The news is wrong.
Okay. Well, anyway, his estranged wife, Paulina, took to Instagram to explain what happened. And she says he was recuperating after surgery. They had stopped by and they were checking on him. He was good on Sunday. They checked on him at the night on Sunday and realized that he had passed away after surgery. So they think it might have been complications that had taken him out from the surgery. He had hypertensive, cardiovascular disease, and high blood pressure. And the medical examiner is saying that, yes, it was natural causes, but it was just the fact that he had been recently given surgical, trying to help him, save him, and it didn't work. So,
I heard he had heart disease and emphysema.
oh, that's a mess.
Yeah.
And finally here, so on Dancing with the Stars, Christy Brinkley was practicing for being on the show, and she did this like a move where she tripped over her partner's foot and then fell. Here's a little clip of the fall and her talking about the fall, and then Wendy Williams calling her out because she doesn't think the fall is real.
Okay.
Did you see the fall?
I did see the fall. And when I was watching it, I actually stopped it and rewound it and watched it 3 times because I was like, that's weird.
She does trip. Oh, she's doing like this twirl, and she trips over her partner's foot, and then falls on her butt and like lands on both of her hands, kind of flat like that. And she says it was her right wrist that broke. It does look weird, but you can fall in a weird place and break your bone. You can do that.
And she's 60
Plus.
Yeah, something
Okay.
like that. Wendy Williams is not buying it though.
Wow, Wendy Williams.
Christy Brinkley, she's 65. She fractured her shoulder and her wrist practicing over the weekend. Well, that looked fake as hell. Okay, let me tell you what I see. I don't see a wrist and a shoulder being fractured, but that was real cute. Listen, here's my thought, okay? I think what Christy did was she signed up for Dancing with the Stars knowing that she'd put her daughter Sailor in there. Now, you know, Sailor is beautiful. Sailor is a Sports Illustrated model, but that's not as big as being a Jenner, like a Kendall Jenner.
Wow, that's pretty diabolical.
She don't know. Wendy Williams has no idea. You can fall. You can fall off of a chair and break a bone,
Sure, yeah.
depending on how you fall. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I love the drama.
Team Brinkley.
You can just make any kind of accusation about anything you want.
You're right.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, we can go down the list right now and come up with all kinds of crazy accusations.
Well, Christy Brinkley said she's got a screw in her wrist. It'd be pretty easy to tell if she's lying or not, right?
Well, I think you'd be able to get the x-rays, and she could put out the x-rays and be like, oh, you doctored them up. They're fake. They're not your x-rays.
You're right.
It could be anybody's bones. You don't know it's Christy's bones.
Nothing's real anymore. Nothing would shock me.
It's a pretty elaborate plan, though.
It
for her
is.
to do this.
But here's how you make Sailor famous.
But they would give, I think they'd give that opportunity to Sailor anyway. They put so many low budget stars on that show.
And who's getting famous from this show?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, where they go on and now they're a massive celebrity because they're on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. I think Wendy Williams is
Who is
wrong.
that person that has become a massive star because they were on Dancing with the Stars?
I think it elevates your Q score. Now, it may not be the only thing that elevates you and propels you to a next level, but it definitely gets you more gigs, more endorsements, more whatever.
Could take you from a 1 to a 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang, the dirt got us. The dirt of the day. I'm engaging.
Yeah, look at you.
And that's
You're in
what's
it.
going on in your dirt.
Okay, very nice. Coming up here in just a couple minutes, what are we thinking? We'll let you know what we got on our mind next.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show. Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to KVJShow.com and click KVJ Gear.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jbird?
I was reading this really weird / creepy article, and it was one of those articles where it hooks you, and then you're reading it and go, there's got to be more to this, and there's not more, and I'm trying to find the back end of the story. So if anyone knows the rest of this story, if there is, they're saying an Australian scientist has proven that human bodies move around a bunch for more than a year after death. And its findings could have implications for detectives and how they, find out and discover certain crimes. But I guess what I want to know is, how would that help them? Because what she was doing, they had a camera on it, and she said at one point, one body had the arms down to the side, and within months, the arms had gotten above by the person's head in the little area. So the body's, it still is moving around, and they think it's just like your ligaments and that kind of stuff drying out, and that's what kind of makes your body do that. But it's definitely, she's saying it's proven that it does move around during that time period. But I'm just trying to figure out, how would that help them for solving crimes? Because that's what the article was alluding to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense either, and the article didn't finish why. It just said that, and it didn't explain why. So if someone knows why that would help, please let me know. That's kind of creepy, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd heard that they move around for a little while.
Yeah, the whole thing was, you do not rest in peace after death. You're moving around quite a bit. I thought you just laid there. I don't know if I like that.
I wonder if it's any kind of movements like the body used to do a lot, or if it's just that it's a standard movement that you do because
you're drying out, and if your arms are to the side, and all of a sudden you're just you're getting to that place where you're decomposing, your arms kind of raise up. I don't know, but that's horrifying.
That is horrifying.
Isn't that creepy? But I do want to know why would that help solve crimes in the future.
Okay. Virginia, what's on your mind?
I thought it was so weird, ever since Sunday, I've been a little upset about what happened to Drew Brees and sad for him. And then I came in here and read this morning, your Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger is out too.
Yeah, he's out for the whole year.
My quarterback and your quarterback are both banged up. How weird is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL. It's what happens. You get injuries and you got to plan on it. Quarterback's one of those tough positions to stay healthy for an entire year. And, Ben Roethlisberger's 37.
Ooh, that's old for football.
Yeah. So he has to get, oddly enough, Tommy John surgery, which is typically a baseball type of injury.
Yeah, but he throws, though.
What did he do to his elbow? Did he get tackled?
He's got tendonitis in it, and it's been a lingering injury that probably just got kind of banged up a little bit more, and so they're gonna have to go with their backups.
You can get tendonitis from just sleeping on your arm the wrong way.
They're saying that Drew Brees is going to be out for 6 weeks. Ligament surgery he has to have on his thumb.
Yeah.
I saw all kinds of memes yesterday of people in New Orleans wanting to donate their hand to Drew Brees.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, for me being a Steelers fan, they got rid of their 2 other great offensive weapons last year, Antonio Brown, who's now with the Patriots. And then they got rid of their running back, who's now with the Jets. And so, yeah, it's tough to be a football fan and to kind of look at it and realize after 2 weeks that your team is probably done for the year and they have no hope.
Yep, that's where I'm at.
At least you're not a Dolphins fan.
That's true.
At least you're not a Dolphins fan.
They went in with no hope, and the odds of them winning the Super Bowl are now 20,000 to 1.
Well, I would like to say that was the odds of them winning the Super Bowl, and it was tough. And, yesterday I was kind of going off on this and what was on my mind. I said, my goodness. And my whole thought was if you're going to do this and cut bait on some of these, better players that you have to try to get draft picks, save money, whatever you're doing, you need to lower the ticket prices for people to get in the stadium. And so far, I don't know that the Dolphins have. I haven't seen that story, and it doesn't appear like they have. It's like still charging the same price. It's kind of like instead of going and seeing a blockbuster movie, they would show something that somebody's made off of YouTube, and you got to still pay the same movie price that you would pay for Avengers to go see somebody's home movie on YouTube.
It's silly.
Paying the same as for the Avengers as like a victims galore.
Oh, right. It just doesn't make any sense. You're like going, come on, really? And that's kind of what the Dolphins are doing. Yeah, so the Dolphins have been on to just a horrible tear here. In first two games, they've been outscored 102-10. They're 0-2, and no team since 1961 has had a worse point differential after two games than the Dolphins have. That's a pretty long time that they, are beating something so bad. So, yeah, their odds 20,000 to 1, which is 20 times worse than any other team in the NFL. Now, that was the odds of them winning the Super Bowl before they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick, who is another key cog in the wheel of what was left of the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so those terrible odds came out, and then the Dolphins traded another major piece of their team away last night.
So now it's got to be worse.
So the odds have to be even worse than what the worst odds were for the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. They traded him to the Steelers, who were trying to say, well, we're not going to have offense. Let's maybe try to have defense. They did get a 2020 first-round pick and a swap of a few other late-round picks. So that's what the Dolphins are trying to do, cut big contracts, get draft picks, play for the future. I'm okay, honestly, if that's their strategy, and they're pretty much saying, yeah, we're tanking, trying to get draft picks, and we want to be a contender later. It's just this year, you got to lower the prices.
It's really hard to be able to get the stadium filled with people. They're not going to want to come. The only way you're going to get people there is if you lower the prices.
Two of your missions: to end daylight savings time and to make the Dolphin tickets cheaper. Those are your two missions.
More affordable, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Those are your
Make
mission.
it about the experience, not the team.
At least for season ticket holders and diehard fans, because you might say, well, then it's just going to be opposing fans are going to gobble up all those cheaper tickets. So do something that might be at least for people that are season ticket holders, or you buy, for instance, you buy in and you could buy tickets for the rest of the year at $3 a ticket or something like that.
I think you have to buy your season tickets up front.
That's why I would come out with it now and say, look, we realize we traded everybody away since you bought. So if you bought your season tickets and then we traded away Minkah Fitzpatrick and Laramie Tunsil and all these guys, we'll cut the prices on that. And if you want to buy a package now, I might consider that. I got an 11-year-old son going to some games. If we could buy $10 tickets to the Dolphins and have decent seats, I'd be like, okay, who's going to sit in them anyways?
$10 tickets would be fair.
I agree. So there you go. So Minkah Fitzpatrick, he wanted out, didn't like what was going on with the Dolphins. So he gone. And the odds, yes, have to be worse today. So yesterday they were 20,000 to 1. Today they've got to be, I don't know. Who knows what they are. So there you go. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, fun stuff. What are the toys that are most popular with people of our generation and our kids?
I love this topic.
Yes. What would those toys be that you used to play with that your kids also are still playing with today?
I think I know a couple.
Okay, we'll see what Jbird's got. I'll let you know the list next.
What's hot now on the KVJ Show?
Well, I want to thank everybody that helped us get to $200,000 in the 48 hours to rebuild the Bahamas. And just to let you know, too, it is still open. If you didn't get your donations in, you could still do that. We're getting supplies, taking them over to West End, getting the crew together this week. And then hopefully very soon you'll be able to see some of the photos of the rebuilding project underway. It's KVJ Bahamas. Again, you can send that to 44321. That's KVJ Bahamas to 44321.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Or the big toys that you loved when you were a kid that you think maybe would still work with kids today.
I think there are still kids that love figures, especially Star Wars figures. You've got even Transformers that are still popular out there. I think figures still stand the test of time.
Yeah, I think Legos is probably one of the big ones too.
Yes. Sit and spin. Does anybody do that anymore? I love sit and spin.
You old?
Yeah, I have not seen a sit and spin in the longest time. And the thing that I hated, because I was a fat kid, I was too heavy and I couldn't get the thing to spin.
Oh.
I think I remember one time I snapped the wheel off on it because it just wouldn't turn my fat body.
That's sad.
Yeah, there's kind of a weight limit on that. Fat kids know about sit and spins. It's really kind of a cool joke.
There was that other one, that bouncy one, that big one you'd sit on, you'd bounce down the little toy aisle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The kids still like those, right? Or are those out of
No,
commish?
I think those are definitely still fun.
But I know you think they're fun, but you're old like me. Like, we think they're fun to the kids.
What about slinkies?
Hell no, kids don't like those.
You know, I saw something amazing the other day, though, and was a guy, and he had one of those kind of like rainbow plastic slinkies. And it was one of those things where you ever see in the mall where they have like those displays and somebody's kind of showing you the toy and how to do it. Well, this guy takes the slinky and there's kind of like some dance music playing and he starts moving this thing and it was mesmerizing. I don't know how he was doing these like slinky tricks. It was going all over the place. It was flying around and it looked like a psychedelic trip.
He had a slinky routine?
He had a slinky routine. It was unbelievable. And it's like going, so this is what you're supposed to be doing with slinkies. The way this guy was moving it, it was unreal.
You're supposed to go down the stairs with them.
Yeah, but this guy, what he was doing with it, it was a whole new level. And I remember that. Like when I was a kid, I walked through the mall all the time. And they'd have those guys, they'd have a demonstration. They'd be showing something like the rainbow slinky. I remember the one thing that got me when I was a kid. It was like that styrofoam plane. And there was a guy at the mall, and he was throwing it. The thing was doing all these loop-de-loops, and it'd come right back to him and all these tricks. And I remember I got it, and I took it home, and I threw it, and it went right about 5 feet, dove right into the ground, and snapped in half.
It was always too expensive. I always wanted one. Because my dad would always go out, would have 4 kids with us. And, you know, they even had ones that had little motors on it. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember
Small
those.
little motors that would go kind of...
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they were expensive as well.
They say there are 10 toys that parents and their kids are still playing with today that were big back in the day. Play-Doh.
Awesome.
Yes.
Mr. Potato Head.
Love them.
Troll Dolls.
Okay.
My Little Pony. Furby. Puzzles. A toy phone. Bop It. What's Bop It?
Bop It?
So Bop It is on the list. I never heard of Bop It.
List's starting to lose me.
Building blocks and bicycles. Now, the one thing I loved as a kid, I mean, the Legos, but not only that, there was something called Lincoln Logs when I was a kid. And they'd have little kind of like sticks and round things. And
divots.
Yeah.
You'd make them like into a house.
You could do all kinds of stuff.
Do you guys remember a thing called Presto Magic?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Did you draw on it? You lift the sheet up, plastic sheet? Was that it?
So it was these like sticker thingies, and you would scratch them over. And I remember there was one, they had a Superman backdrop, and it had all of these Superman characters and fires and flames, and then it had like a New York City cartoon backdrop where you could put Superman anywhere you wanted.
Yeah, I kind of do remember that.
And my dad would always get me one every time after he would go play tennis, and I would be so excited for that. Do kids still do that? Presto Magic. Now I sound old.
I haven't seen Presto Magic in forever.
Oh,
do kids still play with Light Bright?
I was just getting ready to ask that.
I love that.
Light Bright was really cool because they would have like, it was a sheet template and you could put like the little lit pegs in it. It was really cool as a night light at night. You would make some kind of art with it and then you'd be like, oh, you'd stare as you fell asleep.
We got one from a garage sale and half the lights didn't work. But we were still pretty pumped we had one.
Yeah, somebody said Google Bop It. You guys will know what it is.
Bop It, okay.
Do kids still like the whole Easy Bake Oven stuff? Is that even a thing?
Mags did.
With all of the fake food, that's a... Because that was a big thing. You get the shopping cart that actually make little kid fake food. I've never seen Bop It before.
I've never seen it either, yeah, so that's actually incorrect.
What the hell is this?
I have no idea. I've never seen Bop It. I do not know it. That's crazy. I miss that.
Maybe we're just too old.
Well, you and Kevin for sure, because you guys got a little bit.
Oh, you're clipping at the heels.
Yeah, still.
You talk like you're in your 30s. Me think not.
I was a freshman when you guys were seniors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Hula hoops, somebody said. Do they still play with hula hoops today?
Yes, I see kids with hula hoops.
Gosh, I'm so terrible at hula hoops. I can't.
Terrible.
I
Oh, I'm
cannot
terrible
get
at
it, man.
No. I am terrible at it. And you ever seen somebody that has like 4 or 5 hula hoops and they got them all going at the same time?
Yes.
I can
it's
never
crazy.
hula hoop, and the one thing I always wanted to do and I could never do was double dutch.
I know, yeah.
Always wanted to double dutch, especially when it's going and then you just jump right in and start doing your thing.
That's some crazy stuff, too. Yeah, the National Toy Hall of Fame just announced their 12 finalists for this year. Some of the ones on the list include the Care Bears, coloring books,
Both well deserved, I think.
Yeah.
Jenga,
Deserved.
Sure.
He-Man.
Well deserved.
What about She-Ra? Wait, you can't put He-Man in and not put She-Ra.
Well, hold on now. Before
I don't know.
Taylor Swift, take it easy.
I'm not here for that. Where's She-Ra?
Okay, first of all, He-Man was out first, so there might be a thing there. I don't know.
Whatever.
She-Ra did do well, though.
Matchbox Cars,
Deserved.
My Little Pony,
Absolutely deserved.
and they say the smartphone. That seems like that's front-loading it, isn't it? And the Toy Hall of Fame smartphone already?
See, they always got to get cute with the list.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean,
Is it
coloring.
a toy or is it a tool?
It
a
seems-
tool.
yeah, it seems like a tool more. And coloring books and Matchbox Cars just made it, and the smartphone goes in at the same time.
Yeah, you guys should have put the Matchbox cards and the coloring books in years ago.
I think certain craft bars, like the places you like to go, they should put coloring books and crayons around for adults as they're talking, just to kind of doodle. I had some
Yeah.
coloring books on my kitchen. Every adult that came in there eventually started just to color out of the blue.
It is, yeah. I don't know why you shouldn't. It's something you shouldn't stop.
It's so relaxing.
I do love coloring books. Yeah,
Start bringing someone here.
it'd be a fun thing to do. That'd be like craft breweries and stuff like that. Just start handing out coloring books.
Color
Agreed.
time.
Yeah, have a beer and color.
Just hand out pictures of beers. And they color in the beer.
Yeah, I like that. It's brilliant, Virginia. I got a lot of comments on this yesterday. When you were a kid, were there things or at least something special that you were not allowed to touch no matter what? Whatever you do not touch this.
Yes.
And if you did, boy, were you in serious trouble.
Big time.
Okay, so when you were a kid, was there something or some things that you were completely forbidden to touch?
Yes.
What couldn't you touch?
We as kids were never allowed to touch the milk. If you were caught drinking milk, you were in the biggest trouble. It was my mom and aunt's coffee. They used it for cereal. And then, I don't know if you guys remember this dessert called bonbons. Do you remember them? They were like
Yeah.
these little frozen ice cream nuggets.
Yeah, they had like chocolate on the outside and like ice cream on the middle and cake.
My mom and Ann went through a big bonbon run, and you were not allowed to touch those. If you were caught with a bonbon, you were in serious trouble.
Serious?
Big time.
Yeah, they mess around.
I was not allowed to touch the hairdryer growing up. I had used it I guess I was trying to play like doctor or something with stuffed animals, and I had a stuffed Pikachu, and I tried to use the hairdryer on it for some reason, and I burnt it so bad I almost lit it on fire.
Oh my god.
So my mom
Yeah.
did not let me use that afterward. I was not allowed to touch that until I was like 16.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that, probably made sense. Your parents were like, you can't touch that because if you did, you'd wind up hurting yourself or burning down the house, something like that.
Bonbons, Mom? I hurt
Yeah.
myself.
Makes a lot of sense, but there are other stuff, too, that just didn't make sense. People were commenting on the KVJ Show Facebook page, things they weren't allowed to touch as a kid. Jessica said, yeah, the furniture in the living room. So how do you live in a house and you can't touch the furniture?
There's a lot of people that have a room in their house. At least growing up there was. And it was like a front room. And nobody was even allowed to go in it, much less sit on the furniture. I never understood that. We didn't have one of those rooms. That seemed kind of fancy.
Just me and that kind of person are so different. We're different types of people.
I don't get it. Why would you have a whole room in your house and not use it?
And to be that, like, you're right. Every neighborhood has a house where they had furniture you were never allowed to even look at. And usually the parents were kind of annoying. If you look back.
Oh, they were. It goes hand in hand. Now, this makes sense. Grandma had a lot of stuff. Stacy said, yeah, we could not touch Grandma's knickknacks. And Lady Doc Alvarado said, yeah, looking with your eyes, not your hands, was the golden rule at Abuela's house.
Yeah, you can't touch anything. Grandma has so much, like porcelain figurines. Did your grandma have a lot of that? My grandma
did.
had a ton
Yeah.
of like porcelain bells and porcelain figurines and little crystal little sculptures.
And
little
if you
mini.
stared at them for longer than 10 seconds, they'd shatter. They were so fragile.
My grandma up in Pennsylvania had the same thing, and you could not touch them. They were worth money, and if you did, you were in trouble.
Yeah, Kristen said we weren't even allowed to touch the walls at my grandparents' home. We get in trouble.
Oh, wow.
Probably didn't want sticky, gooey kid hands mucking up the, because that was the one thing with wallpaper that was tough. I mean, it's paper on your wall, so when you get dirt on that, it's tougher to get off, and sometimes it's in there, and then that wallpaper's done.
So weird, because that's such a different style of grandparents than like the kind that want to hug you and feed you apple pie. Totally two different sets of parents.
Yeah. Bettina said, thing we couldn't touch as a kid, the thermostat. We were born and raised in northern Ontario, and we couldn't turn the heat on until we could see our breath. Gosh, can you imagine that?
That's brutal.
That is tough. Okay, fire it on. Jackson said, yeah, my dad had an autographed Dan Marino football in the house. We snuck it out of the house one time. We're playing with it, and the dog popped it.
Oh.
That's kind of like the Sandlot.
Oh, man.
That's when you just pack up and leave.
Yeah, that's bad. Jessica said, yeah, as a kid, we weren't allowed to touch the dogs. I have no idea why, but I was not allowed at all to pet the dog.
Was the dog in the house?
I think so. Don't pet the dog. I don't know why. Maybe
That's weird.
Maybe the dog
as
was
a-
mean.
Maybe as a kid. I know sometimes kids, they don't know, and they'll kind of, instead of petting, they'll kind of ball up their fists and they'll grab and they hurt dogs.
For sure.
But I mean, when you get to a point where you realize you're not allowed to pet the dog, though, I think you'd be like, okay, I understand how to pet a dog without hurting it.
Huh.
Michelle said, yes, the thing we weren't allowed to touch as a kid, the little package of small sheets of paper. They're always kept on top of the high china cabinet. Little sheets of paper. Why would they keep little sheets of paper? That's
Little
weird.
tiny, super thin sheets of paper?
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really even draw them or anything. They would break apart. That's weird. I wonder why you'd have that. Amanda said, yeah, we were not allowed for some reason to touch my dad's unmarked VHS tapes.
We weren't allowed to go near this certain drawer, and as soon as my parents left the house, what drawer did I go near?
Oh, yeah.
It was a drawer filled with Dad's Playboys.
The whole thing with the
okay.
The VHS thing, though, if the dad makes a big deal about not
Right.
going
What's
to
the first
see
thing
it,
you wanna do?
Of course, I want to go see what's on that VHS tape.
It's the same thing with all these rules where you tell the kids not to touch it. The first thing you want to do is go touch it. And then if you're ever left unsupervised for longer than 10 minutes, that's what you're going to go to.
That's why if you have kids, you need to have a safe and put the Playboys in there. Put the small, tiny pieces of paper in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got something like a Playboy or your VHS tapes in your top drawer,
Yeah.
you're doing it wrong, parents.
You're
because
doing it wrong.
They should not be going through your drawer, but they are.
Absolutely.
It's a different era now where, maybe it's probably sharing technology with your kids that they're going to find stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be no VHSs in anyone's drawer right now.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. It's going to be about that one file Dad had on his computer. And Brad said the thing I wasn't allowed to touch as a kid, the couch in the, quote, forbidden room. Brad, they're doing you a favor.
Is that the smush room, Brad?
Oh, man. Yeah, anything else that you had? What is it you couldn't touch? A couple other people were texting in. Yeah, the thermostat. Still can't touch it in their house, and I'm 26.
There's a lot of people saying they were never allowed in their parents' room. Were you guys even allowed in there, or is that just forbidden completely?
I think they probably had different rules for stuff.
But
yeah.
were you even allowed to go in your parents' room growing up?
You had to knock.
Yeah, I didn't really have any restrictions when I was a kid. I don't think there's anything that they had said, don't touch. Now I kind of wish, looking back on it, they had a few rules. Probably been a good thing. Yes, we got a text here that says, we weren't allowed to touch Mommy's massager next to her bed.
Oh, you don't want to touch it, kid.
Mom, what are you leaving it? You can't put it away.
Oh.
How do you leave that out?
We weren't allowed to go into my dad's shed or touch the door to go in there. And the weird thing, it always smelled like skunks.
Oh, yeah, we know what you're doing, Dad.
Dad's skunk shed.
Dad
Dad had a weed shed?
Dad just needs to get away for a little bit, man.
Dad, go out there. You can't come back and touch the door to the skunk shed.
That was the original man cave. Back in the day, Dad's shed.
Dad just needs to escape a little bit.
Yes.
You kids are driving me nuts.
Yeah, a lot of food things, the Diet Pepsi, things like that you couldn't have. You got the cheap knockoff Kool-Aid instead. So all the things that you could not touch that were off limits, you can let us know. Somebody else said the weird thing was we had bathroom towels and we were never allowed to use them.
My mom was weird about that, too.
Yeah, they're towels. They're guest towels.
But it was just so weird. That was like the one thing that was organized was the towels. Everything else was a mess. Don't touch the towels.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Anything else to add? 877-979-WRMF.
This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach. Here's what's coming up on the Dirt of the Day. Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in your Dirt of the Day, it sounds like Aaron Carter is more and more erratic. His family members even calling for the police to go to his house and do a welfare check. So why won't he give up his guns? This is a crazy scenario that just sounds like it's going to end badly. I'll give you the full scoop coming up in your Dirt.
Entertainment updates 5 minutes after every hour from the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
I saw that Netflix is trying to keep themselves relevant after losing some big shows like The Office and Friends. It's a nice little bounce back. They've snagged Seinfeld.
Oh.
That's kind of a big deal.
It's a way big deal.
Yeah, they've signed him to a pretty big deal, which I assume somehow is going to make Jerry Seinfeld even richer than what he already is. They say that this deal is massive. The worldwide rights to Seinfeld that Netflix just paid, it's a 5-year deal worth more than $500 million. Wow. So that's over $500 million.
That's crazy.
I'd just be kind of curious, what is Jerry Seinfeld's cut of that? Because he co-wrote it with Larry David. They probably sold the rights, but he has to make money somehow on this, right?
Oh, yeah. Him and Larry, I think, probably take 70% of it between the two of them.
So he probably is looking at $150 to $200 million cut just from this deal?
I would think they set it up right. Those guys are not dummies. And they had a syndication deal before. It was airing. But the thing about it that is so appealing to put Seinfeld on Netflix is now it's going to be on demand. I don't have to adhere my life to a television schedule where it's going to be, coming on an episode. I don't get to pick the episode. If it's available on Netflix, I get to pick the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so bummed out that they're taking The Office away. It really does depress me. I'm going to have to buy the whole thing again. Or buy the whole, not again, but buy the whole seasons.
Yeah. Are they going somewhere else, though?
I don't know.
I think they probably are.
I think NBC was going to do their own thing,
yeah,
right?
I think this is kind of what the battle is and the trade-off here is because Hulu has Seinfeld now. And I thought, wasn't it like Hulu that was taking, or it's going to be one of the streaming services? I thought it was Hulu that was taking a lot of their NBC properties.
But then you have to buy Hulu, and then not only do you have to buy Hulu, you have to buy...
What's Hulu?
Hulu, the package with the no commercials. So you can buy Hulu, and then there's another layer you can buy without getting the package or without the commercials.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much more money. You already got Netflix. It's right there.
Well, that's it. We're all going to have to decide now which streaming services we're going to decide to pay for. And there are more and more that are starting to pop up that have pretty solid programming. And the thing that kind of stinks is you notice that some of these streaming services have just like one show that you really watch, like an Amazon Prime. You're like, oh, there's one show on Amazon I love. And that's really it. There's maybe one on Showtime I love, one on HBO, one on Starz. So it's like, gosh.
Yeah, there's only one on YouTube Red, Cobra Kai. I'm still paying for that crap.
And that's the
Are
thing.
they
it's
coming
gonna
out with a
stay.
new season?
They are, and I think they're going away from YouTube Red and going to a different network because it was so popular and so critically acclaimed.
You better drop YouTube Red then.
I won't. I'll forget that I have it. Just like how I didn't ever drop my gym membership.
Yeah. Hadn't gone in 20 years.
I hadn't gone since 2006, and I went to go sign up again. Like, Bird, you've been here since 2006.
You're a gold member.
I am. I'm a VIP.
You're a founding member.
The locker room's named after you.
They said
I
I
haven't
had.
been in there in 13 years.
I had the best. I had the VIP thing and everything, and I haven't gone since 06.
That's the way it works.
VIP ghost. You're the best kind of customer.
I am.
Well, Hulu's got Seinfeld now. Their deal ends in 2021. That's when Netflix is going to get it. So it's not going to happen next week. But Netflix did chunk down a lot of money. They were up against Hulu, Amazon, NBC, HBO Max, CBS All Access. Were all trying to get it.
It's too much.
That's just it.
There's no way.
That's just some of the services.
I didn't even know Seinfeld was on Hulu, but I'm not buying Hulu because I already have Netflix, and that's it. They're not all going to get me.
I bought a Hulu just for the Alfred Hitchcock Presents, the old show. I bought it. It was like a year and a half ago. I forgot that I bought Hulu. I saw that on my account. I got all these accounts.
That's how they get you.
Oh, I'm got.
That's how they get you.
We got to do a deep dive into your finances.
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. It sounds like such an annoying thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so easy. With online banking, it's so easy.
You could save a ton of. I can't even imagine how much money if you went through and just
I know.
aced all the things out that you don't need, how much you would save annually.
There's this one $16.99 thing every single month. I have no idea what it is.
We just may need to close all your accounts and start over with only the things you want.
Yeah.
All right.
You may have so much drawing out of your account every month.
It's such a terrible project. I want nothing to do with it. Paperwork and itemized thingies.
And this is how they get you.
Oh, you're right.
Who do you think has more money, Jerry Seinfeld or Larry David?
Jerry Seinfeld. It's by quite a bit.
Okay, what do you think Seinfeld's net worth is?
He's close to. It's like $900 million, close to $1 billion.
Dang.
But I'm just guessing here.
He's at $950 million right now. So I'm wondering with this new deal, or was he already making the same amount, whether it's on Hulu or Netflix? Like he's like, I was still going to get paid that amount of money anyway. So maybe it doesn't necessarily bump Jerry Seinfeld up a ton because he was still going to make that money with
It just feels
Hulu or somebody else.
Netflix feels more prestigious, feels like it's a broader reach.
Well, they needed something because, their top two shows, I think, were The Office and Friends. And so they had to make a major play like this. So dropping $500 million to get Seinfeld is just what they had to do.
And it's not till 2021?
2021 when Hulu's rights are up and they'll go to Netflix at that point.
Wow.
But I think they hold on to The Office, till about that point. So I think it just, all it's going to happen is confuse the consumer. Because you're going to be going, wait, I used to always get The Office on Netflix. Where is it? Oh, it's on Hulu. Oh, okay. Wait, I used to always get Seinfeld on Hulu. Now it's on Netflix. And then for us, it's going to be terrible. Everything else has pretty much just stayed the same.
These guys are getting fat.
I
Dirt of the
know.
day. It's the KVJ. Dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away. Because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, coming up in a second, I'll give you the latest on the Aaron Carter situation. It sounds like his friends and family have called the police to do welfare checks on him again. This is not a repeat story. This is a new story, and he refuses to give up his guns. That's scary. Before we get into that, it looks like The Who was in concert on Long Island at Jones Beach on Sunday night, and they had such bad sound issues. The whole crowd couldn't hear them. They say Pete Townsend was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Well, he can't hear anyway.
That's amazing. Roger Daltrey was trying to use his mic at one point to explain what was going on to the audience and apologize, but the audience couldn't hear him.
Oh, no.
Who's running the sound for this show? KVJ?
All right.
Eventually, they did shut down the whole power grid and then restore it again. But the guys had to walk off the stage and go sit backstage while they fixed the power for The Who.
And good luck keeping them awake.
I know, right?
Hey, we go Wake Roger Daltrey up.
Where's the smelling salts?
Yes. Hopefully they get it fixed. They're playing the BB&T Center on Friday.
All right, get it together, guys. I don't know if it was the venue or if it was them, but
Yeah.
somebody messed up.
Okay.
Well, Taylor Swift is going to join The Voice. This is huge. She's going to be on there this season as a mega mentor.
Okay.
It's so goofy.
All right.
So, yes, the show's 17th season of The Voice is going to return to NBC September 23rd with Taylor Swift as a mega mentor.
Okay.
And finally here, Aaron Carter is keeping his guns, at least for now. Most recently, we saw him on The Doctors, and he was on there, and they were going through the laundry list of mental illnesses and problems and medications and drama in his life that he was dealing with. And I guess he's been very erratic lately. Friends and family have been so worried that they've called police again to go out there and do another welfare check on him. The cops showed up. He told the cops, hey, I've got all this arsenal of weapons. And they were like, what? And I guess he told the cops that he's fine. He's not disobeying their requests. If at some point they feel like he is a danger, the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, is that ATF?
Yeah.
Could seize his whole weapons collection. But so far, every time the cops have gone out there, he's managed to talk them into believing he is stable. But his family members continue to be very concerned and alarmed over his erratic videos he's posting on social media and all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody please keep an eye on Aaron Carter. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Okay. Well, birthday-wise today, got to say what up to Layla turning 11 from Mommy, Daddy, Mia, Michael, Caden, Roxy, Joy, and Simba.
Layla.
Also, happy birthday to Mom from Sheena and my baby girl Sinclair, turned 10 months on the same date. Nicholas, what up? Listen, in Raleigh, North Carolina, turning 15 today from Mom, Dad, Noah, Annabelle, baby Chris, and Molly the dog. Happy 6th birthday to Antonio. A happy birthday goes out to the 18th for Alexis from Mom, Dad, Cameron, Allison, Maggie, and Heidi. Kaylee turning the big 1-0. Happy birthday, Donut. Love you from Mom, Dad, and Zeke. Big old birthday there. Got one for Chris from Monica, Justin, Caitlin, Peanut, Huck, and the Sloth. We got Katie, sister-in-law from Chrissy, Aaron Morgan, and Grouper. I wonder if that's a dog or somebody's nickname.
Grouper the fish?
Maybe.
Pet Grouper?
Got Carlos turning 50 from Jess, Angie, Chris, and Kiki from Allentown, PA. Got to say what up to Daddy and Barbara in Fort Pierce, Victor Tapia. Love your wife, Willis and Gator. Happy 30th to Vanessa. From Alexandria, Mommy, Nicola, Chrissy, Eric, Nono, and Nona. And also my cousin Doug having a birthday today, a.k.a. Taco Bar.
Doug!
Yes.
Love Lydia and Alec in that.
My gosh.
Jbird still talks about the taco bar that your cousin Doug put out.
It's because I was expecting nothing and I entered a kingdom of tacos. It was amazing.
Kind of a big deal, huh?
It was a real big deal.
Yeah. Got a birthday you want on the KVJ Show? You can let us know about it to mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. Virginia, you're going to absolutely love this contest that we've got coming up here in a couple minutes. Name Jbird's ex.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have 3 ladies on here. We could fire a couple questions at them, then we just got to try to guess which one of the 3 is Jbird's ex.
Juicy.
2 of them are fake.
2 of them are fake. One of them is a legitimate ex-girlfriend of one Jason Jbird Pennington.
Oh, let's keep this girl on the line. Let's get all the secrets.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Well, Virginia, who's so nosy into Jbird's love life, is absolutely going to love this segment right here.
I'm salivating, Kevin.
I bet.
You always salivate.
I am very spitty.
Going to try to figure out which of these 3 girls is an actual ex-girlfriend of Jbird.
Okay.
Okay.
I wonder if I know any of these chicks.
I will say you don't.
A man of secrets. I'm more intrigued.
Let's start off here with Janet. Hello, Janet.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. How are you guys this morning?
Doing very good.
Janet sounds like a fake name. Does the girl who's really your girlfriend, is she using her real name?
That is up to them. You have to figure out who the right girl is.
I got questions. Don't get snotty.
You're already accusing someone of having a fake name. Sounds like a
It's
fake
because you
name.
don't get snotty.
Because her name's Janet's a fake name. I know 4 Janets.
I think Janet's a fake name.
Okay. All right.
What do you think about the name Bree, Virginia?
Bree could be real.
Okay. Hello, Bree.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing very well. Thank you very much. And let's also welcome here Crystal to the game. Hello, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing, Crystal?
Very good, thanks.
Okay.
So
All these girls sound adorable.
I just sit back and kind of watch, right? That's all I'm doing here.
Yeah, you basically sit back and watch. I mean, really what this is to test Virginia's sleuthing skills. She cares so much about your ex-girlfriends and what's going on in your love life. If she really had a crack at this, would she be able to determine somebody that would have been dating the bird?
I don't just want it. I need it.
Okay. So we'll go on ahead and fire off questions for all these ladies and see what they have to say. Now, Virginia, you can ask specific questions to them, or you can ask one blanket question to see how they all answer.
I'm going to go one blanket in the first round to see how they all answer.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I am going to throw out the first question here for our ladies, and it's going to be a blanket question for all of them to answer. Janet, describe what it's like when Jbird sleeps, from what he wears to how peacefully or not he sleeps. Can you describe that for us, Janet?
Yes. Well, he didn't really like to wear clothes when we slept, and he doesn't really sleep very well at night. He has a lot of night terrors, so a lot of the times he'd be tossing and turning. He would wake up. He was very nice about it, though. He would get up and kind of walk around so he didn't wake up me, but that is how he slept most of the nights that we slept together.
Okay, Bree, how would you answer that question?
A very similar answer. He also has
Yeah, what? I'm sorry, your phone cut out there. for a
next to
second.
him most nights.
Your phone's breaking up. Can you say that again?
Oh, I'd say, unfortunately, very similar answer. Very disruptful sleep. He has night terrors most nights, but definitely sleeps naked.
Okay. All right. Okay. About the same thing there. And then, Crystal, what would you say about Jaybird's sleep style?
He was very cuddly with me anyway, and I sleep like a rock, so if he had night terrors, I honestly would not know. I could probably sleep through a hurricane, but definitely no clothes on.
They all have the same.
Okay, definitely naked. He sleeps naked. Night terror is a common theme, but Crystal doesn't know for sure because she sleeps like a rock.
Wow, these answers are so good. They're starting to confuse me.
Naked and cuddly.
Yeah.
Oh, these ladies are painting a picture.
Okay, we're trying to figure out which one of these three ladies is Jaybird's actual ex-girlfriend. Virginia, what is your question for Janet, Bree, and Crystal?
Tell me about the first date you went on with Jbird. Where'd you go? What'd you do? All that good stuff. Let's start with Crystal.
The first date we went on was at a local sports bar. I'm not sure if I can say names, but we had I can say names?
Sure, why not?
All right, we went to Duffy's, and of course, Jbird ordered chicken fingers with honey mustard, which I am a fan of as well. And then we went to see a movie.
I love it. That sounds like a very Jbird type evening. How about you, Bree? Tell me about your first date with the man, the myth, the legend, the bird.
Surprisingly romantic. We actually had a little picnic at the beach. He brought his guitar, he played some songs, and we had a few drinks and just hung out. It was really nice.
Oh, that sounds like the bird, too. Guitar, beach. Look at this little devil. He's so charming.
Janet, what is your answer for your first date with Jbird?
Well, our first date was actually when we kind of met at a friend's Halloween party. He was dressed up as Indiana Cone, and I was dressed up as Princess Leia, so obviously we hit it off. I came up to him and I said, "You're kind of wearing the wrong theme costume. You're supposed to be Han Solo, but I kind of like the cones. But that's how we first met, and that's what I consider our official first date.
Okay.
Virginia's, it's tough, isn't it?
It's very tough.
No, I got it now.
You have it?
I got it. Yeah.
You definitely have
I got it. I got it. Yep. Jbird loves music. It's a big part of his life. And he'll rotate between favorite songs. When you were with him, there's no doubt he forced some song on you. That he was
And probably said something like, "This is our song."
That's so not true. I would not force this. I only force songs on y'all.
He forces a song on you, or he writes a song for you.
Oh,
That's
really?
not
Okay.
true
Okay.
And
either.
then that's your song.
Okay.
Those are all lies.
So we'll start back here with Janet. Janet, was there a song you noticed that Jbird was listening to a lot in your time together?
We were a big fan of the YouTube and watching a lot of Kiss, Lick It Up. We play that song a lot just because of the music video and just a lot of other random things that we would find on the YouTube channel. Songs about moons and all that type of weird stuff.
Okay. Bree, what about you? What was a song that Jbird was into when you were together?
Well, this song is actually still one of my favorites. It's a Band of Horses. No One's Gonna Love You More Than I Do. But still a big fan.
Okay. And what about you, Crystal?
Well, I don't think that we had a song in particular, but he definitely played a lot of Billy Joel, threw in a few Snack Pack songs, and we had a great time.
Yeah, I would love to make out this Snack Pack song.
Okay. Virginia, you get one more question. You're trying to figure out which of these three girls is actually one of Jbird's ex-girlfriends.
Tell me about Jbird's crib when you guys dated. Give me a brief synopsis of what you thought of his home and residence.
Who do you want to go with?
Yeah, there's three people on the line.
Start with Bree.
Okay, Bree.
At the time, he was living in Dogwood. A ton of, like, ridiculous figurines and Bigfoot figures, but I remember there being a lot of toys, which was really bizarre for an adult man. But it was still fun. We had a really great time.
Okay, I like it. How about you, Janet?
This is back in 2013, and at the time he didn't have as many figurines. He still had some of his favorites, but he was living at Dennys. His place was kind of messy on his side of the room. He has a lot of Buddha statues, a lot of that symbolism, and just he would clean up, though. He would try to clean up when I would come over, so I know he put in the effort, but it was usually a little bit messy.
Okay. And the final one is
Crystal.
Crystal.
I'm going to agree with the other girls as far as the toys and figurines go. However, his snack selection is on point, and he did have lots of candles, so.
Lots of candy.
Okay. Okay, so we got three girls, Janet, Bree, and Crystal. In order there. Janet, Bree, and Crystal. Which one of these three girls is actually Jbird's ex-girlfriend? Okay, I'm going to go. My guess here is with Janet, Virginia, because she talked a couple things she said. She talked about the Indiana cones. I remember he wore that when we were in Miami. We were down there at Zoo Miami. That fits. The thing that she talked about, what he had decor-wise, he didn't have as many toys. He was more into the Mother Teresa stuff. That does fit into the 2013 era Jbird, what he was doing. The only thing that throws me off about Janet is she talking about the music they're listening to and watching.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Suits here, and I know a lot of you are commenting that we are off the air. The reason is, it's kind of crazy. We somehow blew a circuit, and every station in here just went out at the exact same time. So our amazing engineer, Brian, is working on everything, and we've got music back on right now, but the problem is our control board is completely out of whack, so we have no way of actually going on air. KVJ TV completely down. We got to work on fixing that too, so I know everybody's trying to get answers as to what's happening and trying to figure out why we're off the air. We're working on it. Hopefully we'll be back up as soon as possible, but for now we're just going to kind of play some music and try to work on this board so we can get back to the show this morning. But for all of you who are asking and trying to figure out what just happened, your guess is kind of as good as ours. A circuit just blew, and we are completely knocked off the air, so hopefully back as soon as we can. Thank you guys so much for your patience, though. We appreciate it.